Welcome guys and girls to this brand new feature on the channel where I will be looking at the weekly box office from 1992 every week, so starting with the first week, and I will watch as many of the films as possible. I'll try and watch every single one at some point and comment on them. I will also do my own personal top 10 of the year and try to add certain features as I go along. But here we go. This is the first box office for 1992. At number 10 is Martin Scorsese's Hammy B movie reworking of the 1960s thriller Cape Fear. And it's a mixed bag, to be honest. It's its 8th week in the chart, and at this point it's got 66 million, close to 67 million. It's a mixed bag, as I said, but De Niro is on unforgettable sleazy form, and Juliette Lewis adds a bit of heart in this very up and down thrill, which is solid enough and definitely worth it for movie completists and Scorsese's fan. Take a look at this clip.
You know how to fight dirty. You do that for a living.
Oh, real cute, Lee.
At number 9, in its 7th week in the chart, it's the Addams Family with a total gross of 99,279,323 to be precise, and Barry Levinson's take on the wacky, offbeat 1960s popular sitcom, which makes an explosive appearance on the big screen with Tim Burton regular Caroline Thompson involved and a fine ensemble cast including Christina Ricci, a young Christina Ricci who has never been better as Wednesday Addams itself. It may have been a bit off the wall for some, but the gothic styling really fit the era. Here's some of the Addams Family.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh, this the Addams groove right here. Ha ha. Family. Thing, man. I see what they wanna do. Since they wanna dance, thinking they stop a friend.
At number 8, the 6th film in the Star Trek movie franchise and the final to feature the original crew, it's Star Trek VI, The Undiscovered Country, in a plot Leonard Nimoy idea where the film imagines what would happen if the wall came down in outer space. So more than a hint of Cold War tensions going on there. Nicholas Meyer, the director of Search for Spock, returns to the chair for this one. Close to 62 million at this point in the box office, proving this franchise still has legs.
We would consider an attempt to rescue them an act of war.
There will never be a better time.
This is Captain Sulu, USS Excelsior. We stand ready to assist you.
Just had this suit pressed. Take your paws off it.
At number 7, real-life couple Warren Beatty and Annette Bening make for a sharp leading pair in Barry Levinson's Hollywood Prestige, based on the life of real-life gangster Bugsy Siegel. 4th week in the chart at this point, the film has got around 27 million at the box office. It was a moderate hit on an independent budget, but it did much better when it came to the awards season. More on this film next week. At number 6, it's Tony Scott's The Last Boy Scout, the action thriller starring Bruce Willis and Damon Wayans in a twist on the old buddy cop film. Willis plays a disgraced ex-Secret Service officer who teams up with Wales' football player after his wife is killed in a plot that leads them to a corrupt politician and a crooked football club owner. 4th week on the chart for this one, it has over 45 million at the box office.
I saw a flash of light in bushes, and that last shot.
Into the top 5, and at 5 is Oliver Stone's epic depiction of JFK and his famous assassination, with an all-star cast including Gary Oldman adding a bit of menace as Lee Harvey Oswald, and Kevin Costner very much in his element as the district attorney armed with the investigation. More on this next week, but I can tell you at this point it's got over 33 million at the box office, and it was another big hitter when it came to awards season.
Nothing was going to keep me from going ahead with my investigation of John Kennedy's murder.
At number 4 on the chart, another Disney family favourite which made history at the 64th Academy Awards by becoming the first ever animated feature to be nominated for the Best Picture award. On the night it did take home awards for Best Original Song and Best Original Music. It is of course Beauty and the Beast in its 8th week in the charts at this point, collecting close to 85 million at the box office at this point. Not bad, eh?
And almost kind.
Show me the smile.
But he was mean and he was coarse and unrefined. And now he's dear.
You look so...
and so unsure.
Stupid.
I wonder why I didn't see it there before.
It's a story filled with fun.
Oh, I beg your pardon.
Adventure.
Sacre bleu! Invaders!
And dozens of wonderful new Disney characters.
At 3, week 2 for this dreary Tom Sawyer style melodrama. Barbra Streisand is a solid director and co-lead, but Nick Nolte as the narrator is just plain annoying. He's also in the Cape Fear remake at this time, by the way. Just over 34 million total at the box office at this point, but for me it was a total damp squid. It's the Prince of Tides.
First name?
My patients call me Dr. Lowenstein.
But I'm not your patient.
Nick Nolte.
Oh, I was a courteous Southern boy. Did what he was told. Was responsible, normal, dull.
I don't know what normal is, and you're anything but dull.
At number 2, and jumping up 2 places from last week, it is the remake of the 1962 Spencer Tracy comedy Father of the Bride, this time with Steve Martin in the lead role as the angst-ridden father who's worried about losing his daughter, 22-year-old, played by newcomer Kimberly Williams, who's about to get married for the first time, and Martin's George is concerned that she will no longer be daddy's little girl and he will no longer be the most important man in her life. Diane Keaton provides solid support as the more positive mother trying to keep the family together. And you know what, it's actually a really solid film with a couple of touching moments, and it's worth it just for this classic line of dialogue.
Drive carefully, and don't forget to fasten your condom.
Dad!
Seatbelt, I meant seatbelt.
And at number 1, keeping the spot from last week, it's Steven Spielberg's family film Hook, which is basically a sequel to the 1911 novel Peter Pan by J.M. Barrie. In this new version, Spielberg has Robin Williams as a lawyer and retired Peter Pan who has lost his imagination but needs to find his spark once again when his children are kidnapped by the fiendish Captain James Hook, played by Dustin Hoffman on Hammy form. And I will rewatch this movie and have thoughts on it next week, because no doubt it will still be in the charts. It's been years since I've seen it, so don't remember too much about it, but Hook is the #1, doing very nicely. It got mixed reviews at the time, but certainly box office wise it held up very well with 84 million at this point. Thanks for listening. I'll leave you with a bit of hook, and I'll be back next week with the chart for the following week's box office. Let me know if there's any improvements I can make to these videos, but I hope you enjoyed it. See you next week.
Let's fly!
Oh my God, where are we going?
To Never Never Land.